Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with deviled ham. That's right, you're looking for something unique and very delicious to bring to a party. Except you're really not into cooking. Not to mention you don't have a lot of money or time. Well, in that case, this deviled ham spread might be exactly what you're looking for. And perfect for your guests that love ham, but aren't crazy about having to chew it. And while maybe not the most beautiful party snack in history, the taste I think more than makes up for that. And it's extremely fast and easy to put together. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the star of the show, our ham. And what I have here is about 1.5 pounds of what my butcher sells as ham steak. Although literally any type of ham is going to work here. And what we'll do first is go ahead and take a knife and cube this up. Which might seem like an odd step, since we're going to grind this in the food processor. But by starting with some smaller pieces to begin with, the meat's going to blend faster and easier, and more uniformly. So we'll go ahead and quickly cube up our ham, at which point we can transfer that into the aforementioned food processor. And then what we'll do is add 2 things before we blitz this. And that's going to be a 1/4 cup of diced onions. And again, by giving those a chop first, they're going to blend in a lot better and more evenly. And then besides the onions, we'll do about the same amount of diced celery. And if you look carefully, you'll notice I did include a little bit of the celery leaf, which is considered somewhat of a secret ingredient here. So if your celery stalk had a little bit of leaf attached, don't be afraid to include some. And then what we'll do once those 3 ingredients are together is to take this and process it by pulsing on and off until it's very finely ground, as determined by you. But I pulsed mine on and off for about a minute or so, until it was relatively finely ground and looked a little something like this, which you're going to get a much better look at here as I transfer this into a bowl, in which we will mix the rest of the ingredients. And then what we'll do once we bowled our ham is to start adding the ingredients that make this deviled, which simply refers to spicy and or sharply flavored ingredients. And I'm going to start with one such optional ingredient, and that would be a couple ounces of spicy cheese. And this right here is a red pepper infused cheddar. And while not a classic deviled ham ingredient, I do think it's a nice addition. But as I said, it is optional, so you decide. You are, after all, the Satan of whether you're gratin. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue this devilization with a nice big spoon of Dijon. Or, of course, the mustard of your choice. And then we're going to definitely need a very generous application of hot sauce. And just in case you're wondering, I'm using sriracha. And because I'm using so much of that, we really don't need to add any cayenne here. But we will anyway. I'm going to toss in a nice big spoon of that. And then we'll continue on with a nice big spoon of Worcestershire sauce. And we will finish off with a nice big scoop of mayo. And I believe that's it. We will take a spatula and give this a thorough mixing. And I should say we'll take a spatula and give this an initial mix, because once this is stirred together, we're going to want to give it a check to make sure it has the exact texture we want. So we will go ahead and spatulate that mixture until completely smooth, at which point I'm going to grab a knife and give it a try. And yes, of course we're doing this to check the flavors, but just as important, we're checking the texture here. Okay, we want something that's nice and soft and moist and spreadable, and nothing too dry and crumbly. So this was very close, but I did decide to add one more dollop of mayo. And then I also decided taste-wise it needed a little more heat. So I gave it one more shot of hot sauce. Then we'll go ahead and mix that up. And for me, that ended up being just right. And then what we'll do once that's mixed, time permitting, is go ahead and wrap it up and pop in the fridge for a few hours before service. All right, that'll give all those flavors time to meld together. Plus, I do like to serve this well chilled. But either way, whether you serve it immediately or chill it for a few hours, once we're ready, we'll go ahead and transfer that into something a little more attractive to serve it in. And then what I'm going to do for a presentation is take these little baby pickled peppers and place those around the edge of the dish to sort of distract from that less than gorgeous surface appearance. And since these sort of look like little flames, I think it totally works. And I forget the name of these. I think they're called dewdrop peppers. I mean, I would have called them the tears of Lucifer, but that's just me. So I'm going to go ahead and surround my dip with those, before finishing it up with a little dusting of cayenne, as well as some chopped chives for that full-on late 70s Food Magazine cover finish. All right, my goal with garnishing any kind of dip or spread for a party is that I want people not to be sure whether I'm being ironic or not, which I think I've really pulled off here. But anyway, that's it. My take on deviled ham is done and ready to enjoy, which I'm going to go ahead and do on a couple different types of rye crisps. And I have to say, despite the somewhat questionable appearance, this stuff is just absolutely delicious. All right, very hammy, very spicy, with those savory and aromatic elements in the background sort of amplifying all the flavors. This really is a great party snack. And not just because it tastes good, but also because it's a little bit out of the ordinary. All right, don't get me wrong. I do love all the classic dips and spreads. But as far as a little bit of an interesting change of pace, this really does go down a treat. And I was going to stop right there, but then I remembered I hadn't tried one with a pepper on it. So I felt like I should take one more bite before I signed off. But anyway, that's it, my version of deviled ham. I'm sure a lot of our younger viewers have never even heard of this stuff. And that's because it enjoyed its peak popularity before the internet. But with your help and this video to work from, I'm feeling like we could bring this back and restore it to its former glory. And by the way, above and beyond being a great dip and spread, this also makes a world-class sandwich. So for all those reasons and more, I really do hope you give this a try soon. So head over to foodwishes.com for all the ingredient amounts and more info as usual. And as always, enjoy